All right, starting with the top story of the hour, some breaking news coming in. The Supreme Court has continued hearing the batch of petitions related to the CJP student protest, with key observations on police action and pending criminal cases. The court said it will frame a protocol on the use of pellet guns during protest, with the matter now listed for August 18th. The centre told the court it remains committed to withdrawing or quashing FIRs against student protesters through legally permissible means. The bench clarified that the term criminal antecedents refers only to grave and heinous offences while considering relief. The court also directed authorities to first determine the total number of FIRs before separating cases involving serious criminal backgrounds. The petitions concern allegations of excessive police force, injuries during the protest and the use of pellet guns. Now joining me on the telecast is my colleague Sambhav Sharma. Sambhav, take us through the details that are coming in terms of this hearing and the fact that obviously this case of pellet guns continues to take spotlight. What exactly you're getting to know?
Absolutely, a detailed hearing in the Supreme Court where Solicitor General Tushar Mehta had made few things clear before the top court of the country. Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, who appeared for centre here in the Supreme Court, has said that it remains committed to withdraw or the quashing of the FIRs against student protesters through legally permissible means. And centre has also clarified that criminal antecedent, as Supreme Court in its order has said earlier, refers only to, the centre is committed with the Supreme Court's earlier order is what the Solicitor General has said. And court has made it clear again that criminal antecedent refers to those having grave and heinous offences background. So an investigation into it, and also, as the Supreme Court has in its earlier order said, that relief to students, especially those who are below 18 years of age, but have those having criminal antecedent. And this time the Supreme Court has made it clear, the Chief Justice of India in fact made it clear, that criminal antecedent refers to only grave and heinous offences. And CJI has also said, the three-judge bench which was hearing this particular case, CJI has said that first antecedent, first the centre and the states where FIRs have been registered, they need to ascertain the total number of FIRs as to how many FIRs are there in total, one, and then segregate the cases, then segregate these cases involving serious criminal backgrounds. And remember, centre has also made it clear that it is going to follow what the Supreme Court has said, and those having criminal backgrounds, they will not be spared. But those having no criminal background, obviously what the Supreme Court said in its earlier order will follow, is what the centre made clear before the Supreme Court. On the other hand, Advocate Vrinda Grover, who appeared earlier, also appeared for the protester, this time made it clear that the process of withdrawing and quashing FIRs across Bihar, West Bengal, Assam, Uttar Pradesh and Delhi being worked out with the states. And Solicitor General made it clear that there was a kind of misunderstanding regarding the implementation of court's earlier order on FIR, but the centre has assured the court that government is serious and is committed to what the Supreme Court has said earlier. And as you rightly pointed out, these are the batch of petitions involving allegations of excessive police force. And what is another very important remark made by Chief Justice of India before putting the matter for further hearing on August 18, the CJI said that the criminal antecedent word is made very much clear by Supreme Court, as it those having a background of heinous crimes or kind of crimes like murder, rape, which comes under heinous crimes. These people having this kind of criminal antecedent will not be spared. Rest, as the Supreme Court has already in its order said, that states and the centre, as in the Delhi government, can consider of withdrawing the FIRs. So this is what detailed hearing happened in the CJP protest case in the top court.
All right, Sambhav, stay on with me. I have more updates coming in. The Supreme Court has clarified its July 28 order on FIRs registered against CJP student protesters. And the court said Delhi and other states are at liberty to close or withdraw FIRs against protesters in accordance with law. Clarifying its earlier directions, the bench also said that the term criminal antecedents should be understood to mean only grave and heinous offences. During the hearing, the Chief Justice remarked that the court was not asking government to withdraw charges against those accused of serious crimes, but only clarifying the scope of its order. Some of you have already highlighted upon this, but in terms of the privacy of the protesters, as well as when we talk about the evidence preservation as well, has the court also talked about that as well?
Well, it is going to be important, we see, because on last Monday, when the matter reached the Supreme Court has asked Center to file the detailed log as to not just what weapons used there, arms and ammunition. Every detail is to be submitted. That is to be submitted by Center, from where many things will be clear. But as of now, on pellet guns, the Supreme Court has made it clear that it is going to frame a kind of protocol on the use of pellet guns. Because remember, on the use of pellet gun, which was a bone of contention on the last date of hearing, the top court has said if the law permits, and then it can be used as per the law. But now also ask the petitioners to in a way update their petition, and if you want to challenge the basic law of permitting the pellet guns, then come up with that petition. So here the Supreme Court on pellet guns made it clear. And as you rightly pointed out, on criminal antecedent, which is again a very important part of that particular order, the earlier Supreme Court order, here the top court has made clear criminal antecedent means those having background of heinous crimes, like obviously murder is one of the heinous crimes. So here the top court has made clear that those will not be spared. However, asked as the order states, the earlier order, asked the states and the Delhi government to show up mercy and a kind of leniency to those not having this kind of criminal antecedent and who were peacefully protesting. If FIR is registered against them, that can be withdrawn, but as per the law. And Solicitor General Tushar Mehta has also made it clear that it will follow what the Supreme Court has said in its order.
All right, Sambat, thank you so much for joining on our telecast. For shifting our focus to more news coming in. A new video circulating on social